Hello everybody, Mark from JMK135. Hope everybody's well. Today's video is a follow-up from the first video where I just basically shown you the initial build of a 135 scale building with the roll shutters. I'm just going to turn it around so you'll see what I mean. So in this video it's basically going to be showing you the 3D print side of what you're going to need to put on basically while building it. Okay guys, I'm going to start with the light fittings. Now on the first video I did explain that this has been designed to put LED lighting inside. So you've got LED lighting in the reception area, the storeroom at the back, and LED lighting in the workshop area. Okay, so for your reception, when your reception's built, this is what it'll look like before you put the top on. So your cables come in, your LED lights sit over the 3 holes, and then on the inside, that's what they look like. All they are just, let me just grab one. This is all it is. Okay, it's a nice little fitting to put in the hole. So if anybody looks in, they're not going to see just 3 square holes. They'll see it has actually got some form of a fitting to make it more look like a light. That's for the reception. The main workshop area, I'm just going to put that down. I've designed these lights. It's got a little locating pin on it. You've got your 3 little vents going round and then a panel at the back. Let's see if I can, little panel there. On the inside, you'll see you've got your hole. You have a little square block. Now that block is where your light would sit. I wouldn't actually glue the LED light to that block because I'm not sure what it would do to the resin with the heat. I know they don't give off a lot of heat, but what I have seen is people get some milliput. I think he used the white, made a square little block, pushed it inside, so it's sat where the LED is going to sit. He's put his LED light through. You can get the small little square thin ones, and he's basically just pushed it on top of the milliput, just so it doesn't damage the actual resin itself. Okay guys, so when they are together, this is how they will look. Okay, on the inside, as you'll see, they do not interfere with the cabling. They sit basically to the height of the first board, so they're not going to snag on any cables. And your cables will run down the centre, down your pillar post, underneath and out. Okay, so they come in a kit. Like I say, I don't sell any 3D parts with the initial kit because I'm trying to keep the cost of everything down. But you will get 4 blocks and you will get 3 small little blocks in the kit. The next one I'm going to show you. Now these are for the doors. So while I've got this and I'm going to show you the doors, you've already got the windows for the outside and the 2 internal windows. They come in the kit. But this now, I'm going to show you the doors. Now, on the first video, I did say I do not make all the 3D parts. And I don't. There is another company. Okay. So let me get these out. The other company I use is a company called Ringo Resin. Now, I'm hoping you guys have heard of it, and I hope some of you have been and visited his site. If not, go and pay him a visit, guys. Seriously. This guy's mint. I love this guy. I have been dealing with him for the last 2.5 years. I've bought lots of stuff off this guy, and I've got tubs of it, and I have never yet had a problem with any of it. Okay, it's very simple all to put together, even though they do come as a small little kit. Very plain and very simple. This is your door frame. So you'll get a header, 2 sides, and your foot one at the bottom. Now the bottom piece is actually slightly wider, as you'll see. And also on the inside, it's got two slopes. So you've got a slope one side and a slope the other. Okay. I had to get the sizes of these from Ringo Resin just so I could make my doors to suit. Okay, so all you do, and as you'll see, that fits in perfect. Like I say, I had to contact him before I bought the doors and before I cut my wood, what size they were, so I knew exactly what size to cut, so I know they would match. Because I wanted to use his doors, because I don't make doors and I know he does. So like I say, these doors come from Ringo Resin. Like I say, if you've not paid him a visit, please do so. You won't be disappointed. He does all kinds of stuff. Okay, he does military, he does weapons, launchers, he does a lot of urban, he does a lot. I've got quite a lot from Ringo Resin for this garage. Okay, mainly all the parts that you're going to see on the next video, which are the parts that go in the inside. I've got two style of doors. So as you can see, one is just basically two panel door, and the other one I got, it's a more solid door, but it is a push pull door. Now the push pull doors, oh, shaking the camera, I am going to use these as my external doors. Okay, and these two are going to go on the two insides there and there. Okay, I did get two in a kit, so you get two doors and two frames, and the same with that, two doors and two frames, and they're not expensive either, guys. Okay, so they're the doors I'm going to use. So like I say, the push pull door is a more solid door, so I am going to use that for the external door at the side and at the front. Reason why I'm doing that, well, it doesn't have a lock on it, because on the outside of the building, turn this round, so when this door's on, for the outside of the door and the window and the door at the front, I have actually designed roller shutters. Okay, so I have got a roller shutter kit that will go over the door and over the window and the door at the front. So that's why I'm just using a push pull door to start with. Okay, because you've got the roller shutters over them. So turn this back around. So there your doors. Like I say, they come from Ringo Resin. I'm just going to take this section of wall out for a minute, because there's stuff also I need to show inside. So you've got your doors, you've got your lights, the storeroom at the back here. I'm just going to put this wall in so you can see where it's separated. You've got a reception area, you have your little storeroom. Now you can use your storeroom for whatever you want, as a storeroom, whatever. I'm actually going to change mine. I'm thinking outside the box a little bit here, guys. And basically, from Ringo Resin, I have also purchased these. So I have actually purchased two toilets and two sinks. So you get a toilet and a sink together. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit with this. That's your sink from Ringo Resin. Okay. Push that into there. Now there is, I have noticed with the toilets, there's two styles of toilets here. And I've only just noticed this. So one toilet has a push button on the top. The other toilet actually has a flush handle. So whether he's changed the design on it or something, I'm not sure. But I've just noticed the two different toilets. But I'm going to change my little room at the back here into a toilet area. Okay. There we go. I will be putting partitions in and two little doors as well. You will actually see in that room. Okay. And there are two ways to see. On the first video, I did mention about, if you wish to do so, you could take out the back wall. You would have to fill in the gaps going around where the finger joints are, and you would have to put in 3 supports. If you did that from, let me just move, this bottom corner here, if you were to look across, you will see into that room. Also, the roller shutter here, if you are having it up and you look across, you will see into the room that way as well. Okay guys, so you will see into that spare room, even though it looks like it's at the back and it's out the way, you will still see to the inside of it. So let me move that. Now this next kit, I've basically just thrown a load of parts together to basically come up with a reception area. Okay, because this is going to be used as a car garage. As you know, all car garages have a reception area. So basically I'm just going to get some of the bits out. Just going to put these in place and then show you guys what you get. This is the way I am going to be building this garage when I do get round to it. I can't really build it because I don't really have anywhere to put it, to be fair guys. Okay, so in the kit you will get 3 chairs. For some reason I think this is a rule that every reception must have a plant of some kind. So I've got a feeling it's either a ruling or it's the law. They've got to have some kind of plant, because every reception you go to, they've got them everywhere. So I have put a plant in. Okay guys, on the back wall I do have a little shelf unit. With the shelf unit there are also some little files. There are 4 of these in the kit, so they're going to go on the middle shelf. The top shelf I am actually going to be putting a printer. So my printer is going to go on the top shelf in the corner out of the way. You also get a desk. Okay, it does have drawers on one side. There is a computer system, so you do get a computer tower, you do get the monitor, a keyboard, and there is a mouse. So with the tower I am not going to use, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay, it is in the kit, but I'm not actually going to use it, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. So you get your monitor, I'm going to put in here. You have your keyboard, oops, it's not a real monitor, I'd have broke it by now. Right, stay there. You also get, sorry about that guys, you do also get, not shaking the camera, so I can bring it in. There is a mouse. I've kept it on the supports. Can't really get a good view on that, can I? I have kept it on the supports because I don't really want to lose it. But you do have the mouse, so that will go on the table. And in addition to that, there is a cordless phone in a stand. So that will go on the table. So once all them are on the table, just let me as you will see, sorry about that guys, there's not really much room to put the computer, the tower, but it still gives you the illusion that because you've got the keyboard, the monitor and the mouse on the table, it still gives the illusion that there is a computer tower somewhere. Okay, in addition to that, so I'm going to move them out of the way, you also then have, let me zoom back out, your chair for the staff to sit on. There is also a small little waste bin in the kit, which will go against this wall, that side of the door. And in the reception area, I'm just going to put a little round table, which is in the kit, and then you can put magazines on that. So basically, that is the reception area right there. Like I say, it does come in a kit. The tower is there, but I am not going to use the tower. Okay, guys. Just give me a sec. Let me zoom out. Okay. I'm going to move them out of the way. These will be available for sale as of the end of this week, beginning of next week, which is, what we're on today? I'm not sure the date. I think it's the 18th today, 19th. Oh, 17th. Do apologise. So 17th of March. So the end of this week, beginning of next week, these items will be available. So basically now you've got your lights. Showing you what I'm going to do in my storeroom. You've also got your reception area and your internal doors and your external doors. I'm going to turn this around. So on this side now, I'm basically going to be showing you the roller shutters for the windows, or the window and the two doors. Let me just get the bits out ready. So there are two styles in the kit. There is an open version and a closed version. So basically, this is your closed version, and your roller box sits on the top, and that's your closed version. And as you'll see in the centre, if I can, I don't think I'll get it to zoom in actually, there you go, you will see it does have a lock right there. There's also one on the other side as well, guys. So all we do with this, plain and simple, put it over your door. Now don't forget, at the moment you're going to have the gap because that's where your step goes. Line it up, centralise it, glue it in, put your top on. That's then, don't think that'll stay, no. It's hard to do this because I've got to keep mine clamped, guys, because of the main roller shutter I've got to do in a minute. I'll see if I can lift it up a little. I can't even lift it up. But basically that will be your roller shutter in the down position. If you want the open version, what you do, centralise this and line, put two lines down either side. Alright, get yourself a nice sharp pencil, draw two faint lines down either side. On the open version, see if I can get this zoomed in, you have a gap down one side where the roller will sit, and on the front is the opening where the lock would be. So when you put the two together, you see they will line up central, and they are centralised. So even if you turn them around, it don't matter which way you put them, as long as they're on the inside like so. And with them, all you do, like I say, you put your pencil line on one side so you can glue one in. If you want to make sure you got the right spacing at the top, when you've glued one in and this board's flat on the top rather than stood up like this, you can put your top box in, take your other half, line that up, and then glue it in place. And that there, guys, is basically your roller shutter in the open position. I know you can't see it very well, guys. I'm sorry about that. It's just I've already clamped all this up because of the big roller shutter. Okay. And it's basically the same, guys, for the window as well. Okay. So your 2 locating pins. You have 2 gaps at the top. And they sit inside. You'll line that up to your windowsill. And basically glue that in place if you're having it shut. And it's the same again. If you want it open, 2 pencil lines down either side. Now with the open version of these are slightly different. So let me make sure I've got the right 2. So same again. You've got 2 lines either side, but on this at the bottom where it matches up to the windowsill are your 2 holes where your locks will be. So on the closed version, let's see if I can bring it, you'll see just there is your lock in place. And then obviously on the open version, the lock's out. So they need to go at the bottom and the 2 locks need to sit inside of each other like that. So like I say, you'll put your pencil line in, you'll glue one side, you can then rest your box on the top, put your other side in, glue that side in, take your box off, glue your box up, and stick that on top. That's then your window shutter and door shutter done. You will get an open version and a closed version in the kit. So there will be 2 kits for the 2 doors, and you'll need a kit for the window if you're having the roller shutters. Okay guys, now the last one is the main roller shutter. As you can see, I've already put one in place. I'm going to take the chain pulley off for a minute because it's something I want to show you. I have designed this roller shutter, okay, and I have done it so basically, so let me move the camera around a little bit. So the way I've done this roller shutter now, even though it's down, that's how you're going to, when you put it together, you want to put it in the down position like that. Once you put it down though, you could then basically lift it up to whatever height you wish before gluing it all together completely. Okay guys, if you're going to lift it up as it is, I would suggest you don't go all the way to the top. I would suggest coming down about 5 bricks and then leveling it up, and then you're gluing it in place later on. Okay, but it has been designed, guys, as you can see, and look at that, easy. Okay, I am now going to show you how to put that together. Okay, so just give me one sec, because there are a few little bits to this, and there are some important information you really do need to look at when doing it, because if you put them the wrong way, it might not work. So basically, I'm just going to get some of these parts out. I'm not going to do the whole thing, I'm going to do part of it and then show you what you do as you go along. So let me get some of these. Right, so in the kit, it's basically a full kit. Okay, so the first thing you want to be doing is taking your 2 brackets, okay, your support brackets. Now you'll see one's got a cutout on the left, one has a cutout on the right. The cutout on the right sits on the left side, and the cutout on the left sits on the right side. I'll explain why in a sec. In the kit, you also get your 2 guide runners down either side. So this is one set. So as you can see, this is your top. The top on one side has your connector lip for the bottom. and on the other side your connector lip is on the bottom, not the top, so you cannot get them mixed up. Okay guys, and all you're going to do is push that in and glue it up. Then on the inside you'll see where your connectors are. So your connector sits there in the middle. I've added additional blocks so they all sit level. So on these high raised blocks you'll put your glue. When you come to put this in, and you put it in the bottom and you slide the top in, okay, the reason why these have a cutout is because basically this will sit, let's see if I can get it in, like so. Now they don't sit fully up to it, there is a bit of a gap, but this section here against my nail sits flush on this face here. So that will sit flush to that. So you do have to put them in first. Okay? So you put them in, you'll glue these together. When you glue it, do the bottom and slide the top in, and when you do, it will slide over that gap. That gap will slide over there, like that, guys. Okay? That's one thing you've got to remember. Once you've got your two brackets in and your two runners are in down the side, we can then come and look at the main roller shutter itself. So basically, the first job, your main drive bar is in two halves, okay, and you'll see one side has a longer drive shaft than the other. That's important, guys. Okay, all you do with these, basically glue the two centers together, and that's it, guys. Okay, I have got one here, this is an old one, so rather than messing around with a new one, I'm just going to show you on this old one. Once you've glued them two together, in the kit you will have 20 of these flat bars. Now the flat one side, they are rounded the other. That's the flat part, is the outside. Okay, there are 20 of them. You only need 18 for this to work. Okay, but you can use all 20 if you wish. The reason why I've put 20 in is if by any chance you snap one of these end pins that are on the end, one of them pins, you have got spares. Okay, you do need a minimum 18. Okay, especially if you're having the roller shutter down to the floor. Okay, if you put 17 in, you're going to end up with a gap. But if you manage to get 18 in without snapping and you want to add the extra 2, please, by all means, do so. You also have a top and a bottom panel as well. So this is the bottom panel. Let's see if I can get this to... So that's your bottom panel there. As you can see, it's lipped. It's only got the one pin on it. Your top panel, however, is basically rounded on both sides. It's not flat. Okay, and you'll see you've got one small pin one side and a larger bar the other. This larger bar is the bar that sits in that gap. So, like I said, this is an old one. Let's see if I've got this. So, this, pull that out so you can see. So, the large bar sits inside. It's a bit of a nightmare, this, guys. Alright, so you'll have your small pin sticking out. This comes the important part now. Depending which door, which roller shutter door you're going to do, left or right, I'm going to show you on the left because we've already got the right. When you're doing the left hand side, you want the long drive bar on the left. And when you put this bar in here, when you come to glue it in, before you glue it, When it's in, let me make sure it's, you are going to push the bar up. Okay, don't sit it central or push it down. You want the bar up. So when your long drive shaft's on the left, put your bar in and lift it up, and then in the gap you can put your glue down there. When you're doing the right hand side, you want your longer drive bar, sorry, on the right. When you put this bar in, you want to push that up. Okay, that's the part you've got to remember. So because we're doing the left, I've got the long on the left and I've pushed the bar up, and then you glue that into place. Once that part's been done, you'll then take all your strips for your doors to make your door up. In the kit as well, you will receive all your little links. As you can see, they've got holes all the way through. Okay, where the two panels meet, you'll see the two pins that are closest. Just let me, I'll have to move this a minute, guys, just to show you a little bit better. Move these over, zoom in. So when you put your panels together, you'll see where the two panels meet, your two pins closest together is where you're going to put your link. So your link will sit in the middle of the two panels. Okay, bit like a tank track. Okay, guys, that's how you want to word it. I'm just going to see, just give me a sec. No, I've not got one there. Right, I'm going to take one out of here. There are extras of these as well, these little links in the kit. So if you do drop any, guys, don't worry. Alright, so basically, you're going to push that in between the two. And then you'll do one side, and then you'll do the opposite side. Then you'll do your next one, then you'll do the opposite side, your next one, and then the opposite. Don't do one side in one go. Go from left to right, left to right, left to right. You'll do that until you've got all your panels connected, whether that's 18, 19 or the full 20. Excuse me, guys. Once they're all connected, your main drive bar, I'm going to come out a bit, where you've got your little link here. When you come to connect this to your main door, and don't forget we're doing the left hand side, you want to turn this bar around. Alright, so while you're connecting the door, the main frame to the main door, you want to turn the bar the opposite way, so your long drive shaft's on the right. And then you will link that together. Okay, once they have all been linked and you've got your bottom bar as well linked in, before you do anything else, you're going to take your two guide rails, which are these. Now with these, you'll see one side looks almost square. It's not, it's got a tiny little lip, but the other side's more rounded. It's the two rounded sides that sit on the inside. So when you've linked it all up, you'll carefully lift it up, put your two rails on either side. Once they're in, you can glue them together. So glue the two rails to the bar. Okay, don't glue anything else. Okay, guys, once you've done that and it's set, you can then basically, once it's all linked in, you will then be able to roll your roller shutter. So all your panels now will go around. Once you've rolled all of them up, I'm going to take that out. Once you've rolled them all up and your end pieces here, say, your end panel, You're going to take 2 bearings. You can see one side's lipped and the other side is flat. So I'm going to put my lip side on the outside. Once they're in place and everything's rolled up, ready to go, you're going to pick up your roller shutter, and you're going to turn it back around. So your long drive bar is now back on the left. The end panel should be on this side here. So this end panel should be sat down this side. Okay. Once you've got all that in place and your panels are glued and everything, you can then basically, I'm just going to put this on and I'm going to move the camera out. Okay, just going to turn that off. I'm going to zoom in a little. You can then basically put your bar in place. When you come to put your bearings into the brackets, I would suggest you put the back part in first and then slide and clip the front bearing. Once your bearings are on your brackets, you can then glue your bearing to the bracket. Just do not glue your drive bar to the bearings just yet. Okay, so you can glue your bearing to the bracket. You know it's in place, so you know your brackets are glued in, your 2 side rollers are glued in, your bearings are glued in. The only thing that should move is the main drive bar. It will move from side to side and it will move round. Once that's all set, everything's done, what you then need to do, I'm just going to move these bits out of the way, just give me a sec, sorry about this guys, is you may need some tweezers to help you with this. So when all that is done, all you're going to do, I'm going to pull this side around so you can see. I'm going to zoom. I'm going to come down to this roller now, so you will see it just a little bit better. So I'm going to roller this one up, and all you're going to do is basically, when it's up, with the help of the tweezers, right, you are just basically going to push these little link connectors you've got into your runner. Okay guys, so once you've got your first one in, so I'm just going to roll this up even more near the end, it will drop straight in, or it should drop straight in if you've got everything right. Once your first one's in, yeah, the rest of it will follow. Okay, so once you've got your first one in, you should then be able to just pull your roller shutter all the way down. And that's that guys, your roller shutter is now in place. Let me move these, so spin this back round. Now like I said, you only need 18. If you have 18, this is what it will end up looking like. If you have 19 or 20, obviously your roller shutter will look more like that, if you have the extra 2 in. If you have 18, that's how it's going to look, and even that has a bit of play on it, as you can see guys. Okay, so you do need 18 minimum. 17 you're going to get a gap at the bottom. Okay, so like I say, now after that, the only thing you've got to decide on is how high you're going to put it. Okay, like I say, if you want it fully open, I'd leave 4 or 5 bricks from the top down and then level it to that. Once you've got the height you want, it's then just a case of basically, let me just set that back up. You just need to centralize it. So to centralize it, your 2 guide arms here and here line up with the 2 bolt heads there and there. Okay, then you know it's centralized. Once you're happy with the height, all you do then, and it's centralized, all you do is glue your bar to your bearing, both sides. That's it, guys. All right, that's your roller shutter set in place. Everything's happy to go. The last thing to put on is basically the chain puller. Okay, I didn't put a motor on these because it would have been a nightmare trying to fit it somewhere, so I have just put a chain pulley in. So these chains, they are linkable, so you can undo them. So with this, you've got a top cover to stop your chain from coming off, as you can see. So thin piece of wire, feed it through, link it to your chain, pull it through. When it's through, open your end link, connect the other end through the link, close that link back up, and that is your chain all the way through then, guys. There you go. What you do then, like I say, it's got a lip one side, it's flat the other, so I'm going to put mine with a lip on the outside, just making sure when you glue it in place that this top half is level going across, and that's it, guys. Glue it in place. So then you roll the shutter set to whatever height you want. You've got your chain in, chain guard set, everything's done. There you go, guys. Okay, roll the shutter done. Like I say, you'll do the same on the opposite side. Just remember though about which side the long drive shaft has to go on. Okay, any problems you can give me a shout. Okay, I'll do my best to get back and answer you guys. Okay, so I'm just going to move this back and zoom out, and there's your roller shutter, guys. Okay, like I say, these are the parts you really do need to fit as you are building the building itself. I did say this video was in two halves. The second half is just basic, like I've said, it's just all the parts I'm going to be putting inside, but this was the main part when you're putting the building together, what you really need to do. So you've got your internal doors, your external doors, they come from Ringo resin. You've got your light fittings for your reception, storeroom, main workshop. You've got a reception area. Like I said, I've got the toilet because I'm using it as a storeroom. You've got roller shutters for the outside of the doors and the window. And your roller shutter, guys. And that's it, basically. That will be the build complete. Okay, so like I say, the next video isn't as important as these parts for building it. It's just the internal. So it's going to be the car ramps. I've got a racking system to put in. I've got a couple of workstations to put in, tires and things like that, guys. Okay, so it's not really as important as this, but that's on the next video. Okay, I think that's everything covered. I just want to say, guys, thanks for watching. Do appreciate it. Any questions, any comments, please leave below. I'll do my best to get back to you guys as soon as possible. Like I say, all these items will be available the end of this week, beginning of next week on eBay, until I can get my shop, online shop sorted. And like I say, the parts from Ringo Resin, they are available now. He does have an online shop, ringoresin.co.uk. Like I say, if you've never paid the guy a visit, please go and pay him a visit. Alright, the stuff this guy does is great. The prints are brilliant. The detail on them is fantastic. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring him in on these videos, because the stuff is absolutely amazing, guys. You will not be disappointed. Okay, like I say, ringoresin.co.uk. Alright, guys, so that's it for this video. Like I said, the other video will be up shortly in the next day or two. So for now, thanks for watching. Take care. Happy modelling. And I'll speak to you guys soon. Bye for now.